Hello guys, and welcome to this hands-on session on arrays. So if we start off with a new program, I'm just going to rename it as array_example, and then let's just recap the all stores data set that we previously generated. If you go back a few lectures, let's just print this data. So there you go, you've got for each customer, for each store, this spend that they incurred on each of those stores. Okay, so now what we want to do is basically classify those transactions on each store, so by using an array. So we'll just go data array_example, then set all_stores so that we read the all stores data set, and then define an array via an array statement called store, using the square brackets define its dimensionality of 4, and then list out the variables. So it's a bit of a shorthand notation, this hyphen there, so it allows you or avoids you to write out what I'm currently writing out in the comment, okay, which is to list out every single individual variable. So if you just go store_1 and then a hyphen all the way to store_4, it allows you to save some typing there. Then we'll create a second array called type. So I'm using just a different bracket now here just to define that, and the $sign indicates that it's a character array, so contains character variables. Remember, variables can only be of one type. And now that the arrays are defined, we're going to basically iterate through those variables, through those arrays. And so we'll use a do loop for that, and we'll just go do I equals 1 to 4, and then if store, and then by subscript notation refer to the ith variable on that store array. If store I less than 10, then type of I, i.e. the ith variable on the type array, we're going to class it as a small transaction. Else if store I less than 30, okay, we're going to class the type or the ith entry on the type array as an average transaction. Okay, so that basically means all the transactions greater than 10 and less than 30. Okay, else type I equals a large transaction. Okay, so we'll close that off, close the do loop with the end statement, then just drop the ith variable, and then just run it to finish the data step. Then run a proc print on data equals array, and if I just sort of run this, I should be getting my results. And what I get there, if you see it, guys, is so the first data set is the original data set, and then the second data set that's coming out of using the arrays. So let's just enhance this with a title on the output. So pre-array and then post-array, basically. Okay, so post array. Let's rerun that, and this is what you should get. Okay, so there you go. We basically have the stores variables, and then now we have on the second data set we've got the original variables which belong to an array themselves, and then 4 new variables derived and calculated inside an array. Okay, so we're using this type array. So basically, yeah, the array allows you to refer in a very condensed way to refer to a group of variables, and it's very useful when processing your data, and especially when processing large number of variables. Okay, So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys, when it comes to arrays. Just an introduction, so I'll see you in the next lecture.